Hello everyone, welcome to JavaScript tutorial. If you are newbies or new beginners and you haven't done any sort of coding, and if you have interest to learn, this whole series is for you. You don't need any previous experience to learn a JavaScript, particularly in this series. So don't worry, uh, we're going to start like a crawl, then walk, and then we're going to run. So just don't worry and enjoy this video and try to learn from it and do some practice. So what actually do we need prior to learn this? So if you already knew different languages, that's awesome. If you don't know the other languages, that's fine. You don't need actually HTML, CSS or any sort of thing. Yes, you'd need because I'm running like in my code editor, so I'm using MS Code, Microsoft Visual Studio Code, right? So please download it. That's not recommend like this is not necessary. You can run in different, but I'm using that one. It's highly recommended because anyway, if you learned or if you want to learn a different languages like Python, C Sharp, that's going to be really helpful. It's very lightweight. uh, the link is in description. It's super easy to download. So as soon as download, you can come back and watch this video. But however, meanwhile it's downloading, let's talk about JavaScript. What is a JavaScript? When I was started learning, right, so at that time I didn't know anything about the other languages, and I was thinking Java and JavaScript both are the same, but both are not the same. Both are totally different. So then what is JavaScript, right? So JavaScript actually was invented in 1995 by Brendan, and a lot of sources it says is invented in a or it's made or built in like within a 10 days. So while it's made, it's like for beginners. So even still it's very easy to learn. JavaScript is really popular language, and it's a client side, so it's very fast. Also, when you already knew that language, it's really help to learn a different languages also, because you know the concept. There are the loops and sort of some of the fundamentals kind of is like same. There are syntax here and there, some of the logic here and there, but it's really helpful to learn a different languages. So that's really helpful. You can build a game and all these things. So and it's easy. So that's why everyone at least need to learn. Also, it's very easy to embed in HTML and all these things. So I hope it's already downloaded. So as soon as it's download, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new folder. That's where we're going to store our code. So say new folder, and I would say JavaScript. Okay, I'm going to say open folder, JavaScript, select folder, and that's going to select our folder. Just bear with me. And now the folder is selected, so I would click on a new file, and I would say index.html. I'm giving the file extension as HTML because first few, that's what we're going to do, like we're going to embed our code in HTML. So as I mentioned, you don't need to really worry about HTML. Here I'm going to write like 5 type of things. So just bear with me. So HTML. So we're going to create one HTML, and it's super easy. So first you need HTML, and this is a starting tag, and this is a closing tag, HTML. And let me do a little bigger font so you can actually see it. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, so this pen actually don't need it. Another is head, and in the head, title, and in title I said hello world. So this is I'm doing in HTML. So this is HTML actually, and after head it's a body. And here I would say script and end script. So that's how actually you, if you don't know how to create HTML, this is the HTML how you're going to create. So everyone is like open tag and end tag. So first is HTML, it is end tag, inside there is a head, it says title. So whenever you try to run HTML, so that's where your title is, it will show up as a hello world. And there is a body section. In body section we're going to write our JavaScript. So that's why I said a script. Also another thing you're going to do, that square is called extension. You click on extension and search for live server. So, and this is like really cool thing, like even you click on any of the extension, right, and it will display like, you know, like how it's going to be work or something like that. So let's say here, so as you can see, so it has some type of a demo and how it's going to work. I already installed, so you can install. So that's what you're going to do. That's what we are using. Okay. So as soon as you're done, so I'm going to show one thing, like what is the hello world. So right now, right click on index.html and open with a live server. And now and here what you're going to do, you're going to click on F12 and that will open our developer tool. So here there's a console, that's where we're going to see everything. So there is element, console, debugger and network, and console we're going to see code. Right now is empty since we haven't done any sort of the coding, that's why it's empty right now. Okay, in the script we're going to write our first JavaScript program. So when you say when you write anything, it says console dot log, and that is a parenthesis. And so you can use either a single inverted comma or double inverted comma. I'm using double inverted comma. Reason behind, when you try to learn like a Java or any other language, that's where you use a double inverted comma for string. That's the reason I'm using double inverted comma. So you don't have to worry about like in a different language. Okay, hello world. And here you don't need actually semicolon, but in different language after every sentence you need, so it's a good practice. So and control S. So another thing I would like to tell, so right now it's not saved. How you can see it, there's a white dot here, it means it's not saved. When I see control S and then it's like a X or something, right? So it means now it's saved. Now go back to our browser and click on a refresh and you can see hello world here. Let me make it bigger. Okay, now you can see it's a hello world, it's printed out. So hope you like my video. In next video that's going to be very interesting. Now we're going to learn about in next video like data type and how to create a variable. So we will see you next video, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe, and we will see. And also here it says a port 550 because it's a live server. Okay, bye bye.